Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about how to get the wax out. Now, you've just had a great party. Maybe it was New Year's Eve, maybe it was a birthday party, maybe you just had some candles lit by the fireplace like I did, and the wax gets all over. This is something that happens to everybody at some point or another. Now, I'm going to show you the two simple tricks how to get wax out. If you don't do it the right way, you find yourself with a blessed mess. So take my advice and just use these simple, quick tools and tricks, and you'll be able to get the wax out every time. Now let's talk about surface wax. This is non-permeable stuff, like not cloth, not carpet, but maybe a table. Here I even have a box that had some candles in it, sitting too close to a candle that was burning, got wax all over that thing too. The easy answer, your hair dryer. It's that simple. So the tools you need: hair dryer, needs to have a nice hot setting, of course, and some paper towels. Now, as you work with your hair dryer, the whole idea is to melt the wax. So I'm going to crank this sucker up to high. I've got it on the hottest setting, and I'm going to go ahead and start to melt the wax right off my mantle here. We'll see if you can see it. It's going to take a second. Now you'll know the wax is starting to melt when it starts to go from white, or whatever color it is, to clear, and it kind of starts to run like water. As it melts, I just get in there with my paper towel and swipe it up. Think of it like butter. Butter comes in a stick form usually when you buy it. You melt it, it turns to liquid. This is the same idea. So I've gotten one little spot. I'm going to do it a little bit more. And as I apply it to my little metal box here, same thing. I just wipe as it melts and all the wax comes off really easily. Now, if you have wax on fabric, you're going to need a little different setup. Working with wax on fabric is best managed with an iron and paper towels. So I have here a beautiful tapestry that I was utilizing near some candles. Of course, it was underneath, not near the flame. You got to be careful when you're using candles. But I got some wax spots on here, and I'm simply going to iron them out. Now, of course, you don't want to put the iron directly on the item, or the wax will go straight onto your iron. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little towel here, pretend this is my ironing board. Normally, I would just take this to my ironing board, but this is easier. I'm going to lay out the area that has the wax on it. I've got my two little spots right here. I'm going to get some paper towels and double thickness them. Now, many times when we get wax on a piece of tapestry or cloth, it's sometimes very delicate cloth. It can be velvet, it might be silk, so you want to be really careful that the iron doesn't touch the fabric if you've got a specialty kind of fabric. That might mean then that you would take paper towels and get like a giant amount of paper towels just to make sure that your iron doesn't touch your fabric at all. You'll be able to tell where the wax is because in just a second it'll start to melt right through the paper towels. I got my iron on, got it cranked. I don't need water in it, I don't need steam, I just need dry heat. I'm going to set this iron right on here and just kind of press and rub a little bit until I look underneath and I see a couple of dark spots. Those dark spots are where my wax is now melting off the fabric and into the paper towel. Super easy. So I'm going to keep rubbing. By the way, if you rub for a while and you don't see any wax, you need to undo the thickness of your paper towels. So I'll demonstrate that now. Let's say I couldn't get the wax to melt through the thickness of the paper towels. Now I'm down to one layer of paper towel only, and sure enough, there are my little dark spots. Now, once it's become dark where the wax is, obviously the wax has melted through the paper towel, so you need to pick up your paper towel, move it over, so you've got an area that hasn't been saturated with wax, and repeat. So here I'm again, the little dark spots are showing up. Each time I do this, I'm moving it around again to new clean paper towel. The spots become slightly smaller because it's picking up less and less wax. That's exactly what we want. So as I continue to move it around, sure enough, the spots get smaller and smaller, and by the time I'm done, there's really no wax left. If I pick this up now, I can't even tell where the wax was. Actually, I can see the little spots because I got a little more treating to do. But eventually this will all be good to go. Then I would probably throw it in the washer or take it to the dry cleaner, whatever, and get any last little bit of oils from the wax out. Now the trick for wax on carpet is the same as wax on fabric. Because it's a porous surface, you're going to want to use your iron and some paper towels. Never ever put an iron directly on carpet. You will ruin the carpet. So you want to always have a nice thickness of paper towels. Let's say that right here I have a big old spot of wax. I don't. Let's just put a candle there just to pretend. So I dribbled a bunch of wax. Oh my gosh, it's awful. Well, you want to pick off as much of the free wax as possible. Maybe there's some little pieces of it. And then you're going to take your iron and your paper towels. I'm going to use a large amount of paper towels to make sure my iron doesn't touch the carpet at all because it would hurt the carpet. And I'm just going to press the iron over the wax until I see a nice dark spot start to pick up on my paper towel. Now that'll tell me that the wax is melting through the paper towel, it's being sucked up out of the carpet and into the paper towel, and when it starts to saturate, I just move the paper towel over, reapply, until all of the wax underneath has come up, and I'm good to go. This has been How to Get the Wax Out. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel, share with a friend, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.